Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Vinland Saga Season 2 episode number 9 reaction. The previous episode we get to see Thorfinn and Einar get into a little trouble. The wheat has been tampered with obviously by those guys, the guys who are who were jealous of seeing how the big master is actually giving them help, helping them out, and because they're slaves, they're like, oh, this should never happen, the Sverkel is going against all the rules, this and that. Because of all of that, they decided to mess with him, and messing with their wheat actually means, at first I wasn't able to. I was like, okay, they could again, kind of sow the wheat, I guess. But then I realized when Einar said that there's a lot of things which are interconnected with this. First of all, they won't be able to sow in the same place because the nutrients are gone. you know Next is that they need to pay for it, obviously, and since they're slaves, since they cannot pay for it, they are borrowing them from Sverkel. So that is another problem. So all that the problem, if you collectively think about it, it's a much bigger deal than I actually thought it was. But yeah, that is why Einar is pissed off, and he tries to go, and Thorfinn tries to stop him, and he kind of talks to Thorfinn and tells like, what's up with you, why are you not angry about this? And Thorfinn talks about how he was the one who destroyed the crops before when he was on the other side with Ashalad. Now he cannot get angry at them, that is why. Either way, they go, Einar tries to attack the guy, but Thorfinn stops him and attacks that guy instead, so that Einar doesn't get any repercussions. However, Einar just ends up hitting him anyways, and there's like a full brawl starts happening. That's where it ended. Let's see what how this goes. Episode number 9. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles on the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. What's going on? What the? Hello there. Where's it? Wait, what? Is he dreaming? Oh, he's like in that sequence that where he was like falling down from the cliff. Oh wow. Wait, why? Damn. A little. Oh boy. No, Thorfinn, this is the dream. Ah, yeah. Damn, Thorfinn is knocked out completely. So, inner. Well, damn. Yeah. Well, Well, yeah, why would you? That guy's still knocked out. Yeah, obviously you're going to tattle, won't you? Go ahead. Like I said, you're going to tattle. Uh, I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, well, this is bad. Uh, okay. Alright, Thorfinn is still in his dream old. Okay. No, the goat is back. Oh, is that? Oh, damn. His, his dad will be like, wake up! Go back to the real world. What are you doing here? Oh boy. Oh my god. This is going to be a nightmare. There we go. This is going to become a nightmare. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. Well. Hmm. Hmm. Whoa, what's that? Ah. Yeah. This is such a powerful world. Like, you have no enemies. Nobody has any enemies. Like, I feel like this is Such a simple word, but most of us forgets about it. Damn. Yep, it's falling again. Oh my god. Oh, that's a sludge that's going to drag him down. Oh. Oh my god. What the hell? Mm. Damn. No, this is definitely not Valhalla. More like was the was the opposite of Valhalla? Underworld? Something like that? Oh my god. Damn. Oh my god. Damn the animation. Oh. Yeah, this is hell. Oh, oh. Wait, who's that? Oh, that's what's his name? Bjorn or something like that? Ashalad's, friend. Bjorn, there you go. Oh, Ashalad. Damn. Wow. That was the way they animated that was something. You followed me here up until here. Oh boy. Ah yeah, nah. That's not Valhalla. Yeah. No. Damn, this is the world of yeah. Hmm. Completely opposite of what his father told him, that no, you have no enemies. Yeah, you used to live here. True. Now he's an empty slate. Kind of. Yeah. Hmm. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. No, no, like I said, violence and, like raising your hand to protect someone. I think he did it to protect Einar. I don't think it was because of his rage. He did it to protect Einar. I don't know. Like, that's how I interpreted it. Oh boy. Hey, they're trying to drag you down. Yeah. Well, come on, I should not help. Damn. Yeah, I could recognize a few of them. Yeah. And that's why they're trying to drag him down. Oh my god. Oh. Mm. Damn. Alright, calm down. Alright, he's gonna go in. There you go. Yeah, start climbing. Yeah, start climbing. Yeah, like he was fortunate enough to get out of here. So yeah, don't let that get to waste. This reminds me of Fight Your True Battle. Damn. Yes. Start climbing. This reminds me of that. There's I remember there is like a story where there's like a thread of spider's thread which comes down and a person tries to climb up. Like it's oh, kind of reminds me of that. All right. He woke up. Where's Einar? Wasn't he here with him? Warrior. Oh, there he is. I was like, where is he? So he's unconscious. Makes sense. He got beaten up. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, but they're going to make more trouble for us. I don't know what they're going to do. Probably go and tattle to the master, I'm guessing. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Wow. I like there's one thing I'll talk about it in the discussion section. True battle. Okay. Like, thank God Pater knows what's going on. There you go. Thank you. Found clue. What is that called? Yeah, evidence, evidence, yeah, evidence for us. Yeah. Otherwise, you can see he went and was trying to find some evidence. You can see his dress is dirty. Wow. Okay, that was good. So there was one thing I was a little bit concerned about. That is, I knew that the whole, even if Kettle didn't want to punish them, the whole topic about, oh, we are letting the slaves go away without any repercussions. That is something that shouldn't happen. I thought this whole topic is going to be brought up, and just like how Kettle was forced to beat those kids, otherwise it'll make him seem weak or whatever. Just like that, I thought Kettle will be forced to enforce punishment on these two. That was one thing I was concerned about, but thank God that didn't happen because Pater was able to find the evidence before things went south. So just because the evidence was found, they were able to put it all under wraps, and they said that, oh, make the whole situation as if the land has been destroyed by boars. Let it be the official statement. Obviously, since they have found the evidence, they don't want any more trouble with this, and also Kettle wants to put this thing under wraps just because they're not punishing. uh, okay, that's it. Just because they're not punishing Einar and Thorfinn, they're slaves and they hit them. So to they basically made I guess you could say like a little came to a little compromise, both of them. Kettle was like, yeah, you guys were the main preparators of this whole situation. I'll not let this thing go in a more troublesome way. I'll keep everything under wraps. In return, you also keep everything under wraps. Don't let it get out that they hit you, and we'll say that the field was being ravaged by the boars. You guys had nothing to do with it. So that type of thing they basically went with. And yeah, so that's good. Not only that, also I'm sure from here onwards, hopefully these guys will probably learn a lesson and not try to mess with them again. And yeah, I'm sure the other guy, the guy who got punched in his face, he definitely is not going to do anything from here onwards. The others, hopefully they learn the lesson. They don't try to do any more things like this. Okay, so this episode, we begin this episode with Thorfinn in a dream world, and he's just there laying down, you know, lush greenery, little goat, or not goat, sorry, lamb. Why did I call it a goat? Anyways, little lamb just bouncing on top of him, and he's like, "Oh, thank God, it's it was a dream." And he's like, what type of crazy dream did I see? My father is dead. I went in the battlefield, fighting everyone, killing everyone. And he's like, oh, silly me. And he's just there. While Einar outside is just fighting, punching everyone. Uh, Yeah, these guys, they realize that they won't be able to stop Einar, because this is the difference between Einar and these three. Einar is fighting for his life, while these three, they're just trying to mess with him. Like people's true power, true capabilities come out when they are actually in trouble, and they are like fighting with everything that they have. Obviously, these three, that is not the situation. They just try to mess with him, and that's it. While for Einar, this is like a life and death situation. Like his freedom, everything is just connected to this. So obviously, he's going to fight till the end. While these three, they don't have that resolve, and they're like, oh, like guys, like let's just leave him alone. And he's like, oh, I'll see you. Like I'm going to make sure that you guys get punished, and like I'll make sure that I make sure to tell the master about this. And he leaves, obviously. And yeah, there you go. That is the first part. Next, we get to see Thorfinn still in his dreamland, and he sees his dad coming, and his dad is like, I can smell blood on you. Who have you killed, Thorfinn? And immediately everything changes, like the PTSD kicks in. Thorfinn sees himself with a knife, like, like put the knife on a kid's throat, that kid being Einar. And, like he looks at Einar and he sees him dead in his arms. And, like everything kicks back in again, like this is a thing, up until now, he just saw these, like these visions and these things which are like induced by PTSD. These things he just saw. However, now that he knows Einar's situation and how Einar also went through a similar situation, someone who was obviously someone like Thorfinn came and killed his family, killed, like destroyed their village. He knows about this. That's why he, from here onwards, this point onwards, he always compares himself, Thorfinn himself, to the killers who killed Einar's family. And whenever he's like in this dreamlike state and he sees these nightmares, the face that comes up first in his front of his eyes is Einar, even though he is in no way involved with anything happening to Einar's family. He envisions himself as that person, because now he knows someone who went through a similar situation, because of people like Thorfinn, who fought and killed, looted. So he always envisions the person who he sees in his dream as Einar and his family, which is crazy. And he's there, Einar in his arms, dead. And Thor says here that it was to protect you. It's talking about the knife, and the strength was for protecting you. Yeah, because like Thor gave him that knife and said that, oh, this is for your self-defense. And now you can see Thor's here in this world. He's like, this shouldn't have gone this way. The knife was there to protect you, not for you to harm others with it. And he says like, I'm sorry, Thorfinn, and I still had things to tell you. There was still so much I needed to teach you. And yeah, okay. He apologizes for leaving him alone, and he then says that you understand now. You don't have any enemies. No one has any enemies. And like I said, this is probably one of the best quotes in anime in general. Not only anime, like in any situation, anything. This is one of the best quotes I've ever heard, and definitely one of the best quotes of the Vinland Saga. That is, you don't have enemies. No one has any enemies. It's such a simple word, and it's, what can I say? It's something that not only applies here, but to, I'm pretty sure, to the real world and everywhere and every place. And it's something that I feel like everyone forgets. Like, it's true. If you think about it, it is true. What Thor says here is 100% true. You don't have any enemies. No one has any enemies. And but we as humans, we just forget about this. Like most of the times when there's anger or like frustration, when we're mad at someone, We this little sentence always goes out our head. We forget about this, that we have no enemies, and we try to harm the other person. Like, if by any ways, by words, be it physically, however way, we try to do something, and you know that type of thing, we become violent, and we forget about this, and obviously they also do the same thing, and it goes into a full blown, like a fight or whatever. So that, and I feel like this is such a difficult thing to keep in mind, and even if we have this in mind, it's such a difficult thing to actually pull off. You saw here how Thorfinn was so defeated after he realized that I again hurt someone. I wasn't supposed to do that. It's so difficult. So I'm very curious as to see how Thorfinn is going to actually keep his promise of not attacking anyone. Like he said, I'm going to I'm going to give up violence. I'm not going to hurt anyone from here onwards. He said that. But this is something which is, I feel like, so difficult to protect, because we are here in a world of war. Like, if it was like a peaceful time like the present, like obviously the modern world is a lot peaceful than back in those days, what was happening, wars and everything, crazy stuff. So in a modern setting, I could see someone saying something like, okay, I won't, hurt anyone from here onwards, I won't attack anyone, and they could probably be quite easily be able to do that. However, here in this world, like, everyone's there on top of you trying to kill you, like basically that. I'm very curious as to if Thorfinn, how will Thorfinn ever be able to keep his promise of not hurting anyone or harming anyone from here onwards? Because I feel like his past is going to come knocking at, at him again, and it's like some way or the other he's going to get involved in some type of a situation. But he says that he's not going to harm anyone. He's not going to take up a sword anymore. So how will that be possible? Like, this is another thing I was kind of thinking about. Like, like I thought how this is going to go is like Thorfinn is not going to give up violence, but he's just going to be like, I'm not going to harm anyone, like deliberately, or because because I want to, I like by any ill will, I'm not going to do that. However, I might take up my sword when I need to protect someone. I thought it would be something like that. Like how, just like how, like in my interpretation, I interpreted that scene where Thorfinn hit that guy as a way to protect Einar. Otherwise Einar would have hit him. So I interpreted it in that way, that he hit the enemy, the other guy, before Einar could hit him, so that nothing happens to him. So if you look at it in that way, if you interpret that scene in that way, you could say that was a way Thorfinn protected Einar, not that he attacked Einar, attacked the other guy because of his rage. It wasn't because it wasn't a product of his rage. It was a product of a way to protect his friend. Like, just hit the other guy before my friend is able to hit him. That type of thing. So that's how I interpreted it, and that's how I thought this is going to go. Like, oh, Thorfinn would become a person who obviously is not going to harm anyone deliberately. However, he will definitely take up his sword or his his weapon to protect people, his friend, his loved ones. But it looks like that's not what Thorfinn is thinking here. Thorfinn is saying that I'm not going to, I'm just going to give up fighting everything, completely, no more violence. But I don't know, I feel like in no way, how will that be possible? In no way I'm seeing, the world here, Vinland Saga, this time period, in no way can I envision a future where Thorfinn doesn't need to pick up, a weapon, because I always see some way or the other, what's going to happen if something, what can I say? Like, if something bad happens, like someone tries and threatens his friends, and there's no other way but to stand your ground and take up your sword. I doubt Thorfinn is going to ever let a situation like that happen. Like if a situation like that comes, I'm sure Thorfinn's going to take up his weapon if he needs to do that to protect his friend. So I'm curious as to how is he going to do this, or if there's like if he'll actually come to a realization later on that no, like I'm going to take up weapon, but only for protection purposes. Like only to protect people. I'm going to take up my sword. Nothing other than that. Like maybe he'll realize that later on, or who knows? Like I'm curious as to see how this is going to go. Either way, like uh, yeah. So Thor says like nobody has enemies. You don't have any enemy, and there's another little thing he said after that, which is like an extension to that quote, which was okay, let me read this. There's no one who it's okay to hurt. There never was. Yeah. And yeah, the the enemy, the zombie or whatever, his past burdens, they try and like just drag Thorfinn down the cliff he goes, and grabs into the cliff and is like hanging, and looks down, sees like a scene from hell is happening here. Like there's like skeletons, like just zombie like creatures, like ghosts of his past, just fighting. And I have to say, this was crazy. The look, like just look at the way they animated all these cut off heads, these zombie like creatures. Like this part was really well done, really well animated. Like it was actually very very like, what can I say? What's that word? Um, I wouldn't say scary, but it was like some kind of like a I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know if there's a word for it. But either way, it was done well. The details given to these like this part was phenomenal. Either way, yeah, they're laughing, fighting, like just attacking, and we get to see like Bjorn is also there. Like Bjorn is also fighting, completely crazy, and Thorfinn's like Bjorn, and then he realized that Ashalad is also there, sitting on top of a pillar, just seeing what's going on underneath, and yeah, and he's like, "Oh, Thorfinn, you're here. Like, what's wrong with you? You just came, you came following me up to here, didn't you?" Like, Ashal makes a little bit of like a conversation with Thorfinn, and he talks about what this place is. So Thorfinn asks him, "What is this place? Is this Valhalla?" Like, I don't think this is Valhalla, obviously, because people wants to go to Valhalla. Who would want to go to a place like this? And Ashlar says the same thing. Like, he's like, "What the hell? What are you saying? Like, obviously not. Like, this is not the afterlife. Like, look carefully. Like, afterlife is supposed to be a good place. Like, this is definitely not Valhalla." And he says that this is the place where all of us are stuck. Us so-called warriors, we have been stuck here, and this is where all of us crap have been dumped. And we are here. We're always here. We're just fighting, attacking people, and we're just stuck over here. We don't know who is the enemy or an ally. Everyone here is our enemy, and we attack everyone. This is the place where all warriors are stuck, and it is a place where you were also stuck a few years ago. And Ashavar says that you have been fortunate enough to get away from this place, because your inside is empty now, so it's not easy to get out of this place. All right, here we go. But for better or worse, you became empty. Yeah, and that is exactly why he was able to get out of here. Um, okay, one thing I kind of see is that when the knife falls in the reflection, we see Thorfinn has been tied up, with a lot of other slaves, and it's been probably been taken there to be taken to be sold. One thing I'm still so curious, and I genuinely don't understand this part, is that how did Thorfinn end up being sold? Like, I was expecting Canute to do something about it. Like, I guess he did, like, Canute did stop everyone from killing Thorfinn. And so maybe he wasn't able to do anything after that. Like, maybe, like, they actually were like, oh, let's sell him off as a slave. And Canute probably wasn't able to do anything to help him out there, because he's supposed to be the king. And in that situation, it was like the most important part of his life, where he was going to become the king. Like, the original king is dead, that type of situation. So maybe he didn't really press the matter. He only saved Thorfinn, and he just was like, I cannot do anything else for you. And that's why maybe Thorfinn got, sold off or something. Because I was expecting Canute to at least do something about it, and, like, stop. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure there was nothing he could do about it at that moment. And that's why Thorfinn was sold. And that is why Leif was like trying to find Thorfinn again, because before Leif arrived, Thorfinn was probably taken away and sold. Okay. Yeah, and I love how Ashra says, I shouldn't be saying this since I'm the man who dragged you in here. But you're lucky since you're able to get out of here. You were once filled with the idea of being a warrior, but then you were emptied out, and that's why he is out of here. And yeah, so, and this is exactly what Spherical told him, is that you're empty now, that's good. You can start over again. And Thorfinn here says that, oh, I'm still a warrior. I attacked a person, and and that's why I'm back here. And he's like still clinging on. So Asherat says like, oh, look, you have visitors, and we see the like the dead bodies like climbing up and trying to drag him down, and like grabbing his leg, grabbing his body, trying to drag him down. And Asherat is like, oh, you should know them. You might be able to recognize a few of them, because these are the people you killed, and like they have a lot to complain to you. That is why they're coming up to you and dragging you, trying to drag you down. And Thorfinn looks at them, and like sees how like these these ghosts of the past, or like these dead bodies, they're like crying through their eyes. And and Thorfinn looks at them, and Thorfinn also starts crying, and the whole guilt starts coming down. He starts apologizing, and we see Ashala looking at him. And yeah, and then the others, they start shooting arrows at him. And I was thinking, I was like, yeah, Ashla is definitely going to go there and try to stop them and help Thorfinn. And yeah, that's what he does. He goes down, and he's like, Thorfinn, like, go back up. You've got this amazing opportunity to get out of this place. Don't let that go to vain. And start climbing. Like, start climbing and never come back here. Here we go. You don't want to fall back down here, do you? And Thorfinn realizes that, and even if they're hanging off of you, keep climbing. Climb. Yeah, and Thorfinn starts climbing. That is your battle. This part was beautifully done, I have to say. Like, Ashala telling him the same thing he told him when he died. Go. Take the people you killed with you. Fight your true battle. Become a true warrior. Thorfinn. And yeah, Thorfinn starts climbing, dragging everyone back with him, like who are clinging to him. So here's the interesting part of this, little section. Ashala says that take those people with you who are clinging to your legs, drag them up with you. So this says, like this shows that his guilt is still not gone. He's still shackled to his past, and the ghost of those past will still be back because Thorfinn hasn't been able to shake them down. They're still clinging to him. So he still hasn't been able to come out of that pit because Thorfinn actually brought them back with him. Obviously metaphorically, the people who are clinging to him, who the ghosts of the past were trying to drag him down. Ashnar said, like, take them with you because now he won't be able to get them off because he still doesn't have that strength within him. The day he will be able to forgive himself and start anew completely, that will be the day when he'll be able to shake off all those people clinging to his leg. Before that, he won't be able to do that, and that is why Ashalat said that take them with you, because obviously, for the time being, in no way will he able to shake them all down and make them go down. He has to take their burden with him. Unless and until he's able to forgive himself, the burden will be with him. So that is why he he takes them back with him out, and Ashalat says, like, take them with you and fight your battle. Become a true warrior, Thorfinn. And yeah, now like I said, this kind of reminded me of something. There's this one story I've kind of heard that there's like a person, a warrior or something. I'm not sure, but like a spider's thread comes down and everyone starts trying to climb up, and he also climbs up the spider's thread, kicking down the people who are trying to climb back up because this thread is not able to I think support much weight or something. Wait a minute, let me just check. Spider thread, I think there was a story like that. The spider's thread, there you go. Story by Yonosuke Akutagawa. Here we go. Let me just read this part. Shakyamuni is meandering around paradise one morning. When he stops at a lotus-filled pond, between the lilies he can see through the crystal clear waters the depths of hell. His eyes come to rest on one sinner in particular by the name of Kandata. Kandata was a cold-hearted criminal but had one good deed into his name. While walking through the forest one day, he decided not to kill a spider he was about to crush with his foot. Moved by the single act of compassion, the Buddha takes the silvery thread of a spider in paradise and lowers it down to hell. Down in hell, the myriad sinners are struggling in the pool of blood in total darkness, save for the light glinting of the mountain of spikes, and in total silence, save for the sights of the damned. Kandata, looking up by chance at the sky above the pool, sees the spider's thread descending towards him and grabs hold of with all a might of a seasoned criminal. The climb from hell to paradise is a short one. It's not a short one. However, and Kandata quickly tries. Dangling from the middle of the rope, he glances downward and sees how far he has come. Realizing that he may actually be able to escape from hell, he is overcome with joy and laughs giddily. His elation is short-lived, however, as he realizes the others have started climbing the thread behind him, stretching down into the murky depths below. Fearing that the thread will break from the weight of the others, he shouts at the spider's thread is his and his alone. It is at this moment that the thread breaks, and he and all the other sinners are cast back down to the pool of blood. Wow. Shakyamuni witnesses this, knowing all, but still with a slightly sad air. In the end, Kandata condemned himself by being concerned only with his own salvation and not that of others. But paradise continues on as it has, and it is nearly noontime there. Thus the Buddha continues his meanderings. There you go. So, like I said, obviously it's nothing similar to what was happening here, but it had like a very vague resemblance to it, where Thorfinn's trying to climb up, and there's so many people who's like clinging to him, and he's like takes them back up with him because he won't be able to shake them off now because of his guilt. Unless and until he's able to forgive himself, he's going to keep bearing that burden. Either way, he wakes up and he sees that he's in the original world, and he gets up and he's like, what was that? Was that a dream? And he remembers Ashlar's words, become a true warrior. And he sees that Einar is down, unconscious. He quickly goes to Einar and wakes him up. And there you go, they start like supporting each other and going back. It's snowing little, it's cold, they're bruised, and Einar is troubled about the situation because he's like, yeah, they're definitely going to tell the master. He says, we're drowning in debt, our wheat has been ruined, and I'm a mess. Not only that, he also talks about the punishment that they might get. On top of that, will be punished for getting into that fight. So, like he says that, and he says that, oh, but seeing you punch that guy was satisfying. He's kind of laughing, and then he sees that Thorfinn is crying because he gets reminded of that again, how he attacked him. And he says that, like, Einar, I've killed so many people, you know, with this hand. Um, People no different from your family. People that I bore no grudge against, people I don't even know. And he says, like, today I struck another person again. And here he proclaims that I'll never hurt anyone again from here onwards. As of today, I'm swearing off violence. I'm going to be reborn. I need to be reborn and start atoning for what I have done. And he sees, like, his father on top, like, walking towards, like, walking away from there. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to be reborn. Einar says, like, all right, you do what you gotta do. And yeah, they go back, and we see them, like, starting anew again. Einar is plowing the field. And yeah, we cut to these guys who went and complained to the master. And the master is like, no, like, they'll not go to any repercussions because Pater found this on the ravaged farm this morning. And this is a little, I don't know what that is. It's like a little thing. And he says, like, by the way, Tryggve, what's that coat you always wear? Where's that coat? And then he's like, yeah, you know what? We can let this go, like, just cover this up. Just say that the farm was being ravaged by wild boars. There wasn't any fight. And we'll forget about this. And, then they leave. Obviously, they have nothing else to say. And Pater was like, oh, thank you so much, master. And Ketil is like, you're a strong man, Pater. You're not the slightest bit afraid of being ostracized by the people you work with. And he's like, I've been through a lot. After all, I used to be a slave. And yeah, it's true. He can understand their pain. And he's the perfect person, because obviously he's not a slave anymore, to become, like what was that word? Become an asset for Thorfinn and Einar and help them out. Either way, we see a spherical, kind of saying, do this properly, do it like this, and helping them out with the wheat farm again. And Thorfinn and Einar are plowing the field, and there you go, it's a new beginning. And yeah. Okay, one thing I'm kind of curious about, they did say that obviously the same land, it cannot be, unless until the nutrients come back, it won't be of any use. You cannot plant there. So where are they planting the seeds again? Is it like a different place that they're going to sow the seeds now? Like, is this a different place that they're plowing? Probably. I'm not sure. Either way, yeah, this was a brand new beginning, and Thorfinn went through a lot. You could say, again, he faced his past, and this time he was able to kind of get out of it a little bit, at least. He's still bearing the burdens, but it was a little bit of a progress that he was able to do. And now he knows what to do. Like he said, he's not going to take the help of violence ever again. He's going to completely just not do any kind of thing which will be harming others. So there you go. Either way, yeah, that was a good episode, really good episode. We got to see Ashalar again, and we saw Thor's again as well. Like so many people from the past were back again, and yeah, Thorfinn and everyone. It was a very good ending, you could say. Like none of them got punished for what they did, and I'm hoping those guys won't try to mess with them again. Either way, it's a very good ending, and it's a brand new beginning as well. Anyways, that was it. That was my reaction to episode 9 of Vinland Saga Season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe. If you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Vinland Saga. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.